proceed.
President.
Ms Jan Barham.
Thank you, Mr President. My question without notice is to the Minister for Primary Industries and Minister for Land and Water. Minister, I refer to the report of the 6th of February 2016 in the Tweed Daily News that Dr Darryl McPhee of Bond University, after studying the relevant area of the Terranora Broadwater in the Tweed, is concerned about the impact of tourist activities affecting the yabby environment in the sandbanks. Could you please update the House on what action government is taking in response to the ongoing concerns raised by fishers, conservationists, scientific experts about the impact this tourism activity is having on the precious environment, including seagrass and yabby populations in the Terranora Broadwater? We do.
Mr President, I thank the honourable member for her question, and Mr President, it certainly is a topical question when we talk about our estuaries and particularly our fish habitat, and it's something that I know that we are doing a lot of work, particularly in the Department of Primary Industries. I was just recently on the North Coast talking to commercial fishers, and I was joined by one of those fishers at that meeting with those fishers by one of the members of this House, the Honourable Ben Franklin, when we had a meeting in Ballina, and Mr.
Order.
I know, an angler.
Order.
Fisherman, an angler.
Order the Honourable Walt Secord.
Mr President, and what was clear. What was clear during this meeting was that one of the areas that the fishers were happy to talk about, and one of the areas of concern that they did raise, was in relation to our estuaries, but also the fish habitat and issues like seagrass, because in a lot of our estuaries, some of the spawning activities and some of the best habitat protection for some of our species is provided by that seagrass. So this misperception that some people may have that our fishers aren't concerned about the wider environment in which they're operating is definitely not true. And it was interesting during one of the conversations in one of those meetings that the issue of flood management and stormwater runoff and how the ecosystem on land management and also how it interacts with our estuaries was probably better articulated by one of those commercial fishermen who himself said that he wasn't a well-educated person but had been put on the boat early at a young age and fished with his father, and I think was a fourth-generation fisher. And I think I made the comment during one of those meetings that he probably had a better way at articulating the interaction of those ecosystems far better than any of my lecturers at university were able to pass on to me during one of those.
Happy pumping.
Order. Order. Call the Honourable Peter Phelps to order for the first time.
Mr President, in relation to some of the specifics asked by the member, two landboat operators have been carrying out land-based charter fishing activities or nipper pumping in the Terranora area on the Tweed River for the past 15 years. These platform vessels undertake a variety of nature tours, including one that provides clients with the experience of pulling up a recreational crab trap, fishing with a rod and reel and disembarking the boat to catch nippers and also experience the sandbank environment. Two recreational fishing individuals previously raised concerns about the impact of these land-based activities on the Terranora sandbank environment. The Terranora area is popular for recreational nipper harvest, including charter nipper catching, but there is little data available for nipper populations for the area, and the impact of this activity is unknown. Site inspections by New South Wales DPI have indicated the land-based charter operations are operating within limited impact. One sensitive habitat location with extensive seagrass beds, Togo's Gutter, was identified, and operators have agreed to avoid that area. A code of practice for land-based charter fishing activities in the Tweed River was developed by the department in consultation with stakeholders. The code implements additional controls.
The Honourable Ms. Jan Barham on a
Thank you, Mr.
supplementary
President.
question.
Could the minister please elucidate on the specifics of my question regarding what is the government doing about the concerns that have been raised by a range of people, including Dr. Darryl Maffei of Bond University?
That's a new question.
No, it's the same one.
Don't say that. You don't say that, Jan. It's elucidating. The minister can take it. Elucidating.
It's a matter for the minister, really, honestly.
Look, I guess, Mr. President, because I hadn't finished answering the same one, I might as well keep answering it. So it doesn't matter if it's if it's an elucidation. I'll just keep going with it. It is the same one. Mr. President, the department, in consultation with stakeholders, has developed a code. The code implements additional controls and restrictions on these land-based charter activities to ensure they are undertaken in an environmentally responsible manner. Some examples of these additional controls include all clients must remain within 50 metres of the boat or a specified point of origin. Previously there was no restriction. The total number of yabby pumps has been restricted to a maximum of 40% of the total number of passengers on board the vessel. Current recreational fishing rules permit 1 pump per person, so that's a reduction there as well. Yabby catching activities are restricted to a maximum of 20 minutes with a maximum duration of 30 minutes that clients can be off the vessel. Previously, again, there was no restriction. A maximum of 10 yabbies in total are allowed to be taken from the capture site. Recreational fishing rules permit 100 yabbies per person per day to be retained. For example, a charter trip with 40 clients could previously retain up to 4,000 yabbies per trip. A New South Wales charter fishing business conducting land-based activities must be accredited for nature and/or ecotourism by a recognised body, for example, Ecotourism Australia. Outside of this code, there is no requirement for charter fishing businesses to hold this accreditation. New South Wales DPI has commenced research on nippers in the Terranora area, and stakeholders will be updated on the outcomes as they become available. Nipper sampling is planned to be done seasonally. New South Wales DPI considers the Code of Practice as being effective in providing additional sandbank protection while the dedicated research is undertaken. It is important the Code provides adequate protection for our aquatic resources while still providing opportunity for driving the economic tourist activity in regional areas such as the Tweed Coast. Once the results are available, DPI will be in a position to review the Code to work further with charter operators and relevant stakeholders to maintain the sustainability of sandbank environment in Terranora if needed.